The sands of time are plentiful, but precious.
Flow of time. Threads of time flow like a river, with many bends and branches. Occasionally those flows can be changed. However, any anomaly left unresolved may doom our destiny to a false timeline. We are quickly approaching one of those anomalies. I have sent Chronormu to the Shifting Sands to investigate and correct any issues to the one true timeline. Wait, is he working for the TVA? Sacred One True Time. We heard that one before. Nexus events, huh? Oh my goodness. Do you have a pruning wand, my good sir? Anyway, I foresee that your assistance will be invaluable. Please lend us your aid and meet with Chronormu. Shifting Sands, huh? Wait. Isn't the Shifting Sand here? Wait, where's the Shifting Sand? Chaos. Speak with Chromie. Ah, no. Okay, Shifting Sand. Let me guess. That is the capital / citadel / whatever region of the Bronze Dragonflight in the Dragon Isles. Okay, never mind me. So that's the main quest line. And we're going to follow that. Or how many quests do we have? The problem is I only have, we have a maximum of 25 quests. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So we should be able to have 6 more quests. That's acceptable, since we can't have too many quests. So we're going for the main quest line, since we need to be prepared for additional quests just popping up when we go somewhere with the main quest line. I was a bit disappointing, by the way. The whole Kang the Conqueror Loki thing, that one that I referenced, where I kind of expected Kang to make an appearance in Doctor Strange, and then just nothing happened, and now apparently they're trying to put all of it to the Ant-Man storyline, which kind of makes sense, since it's definitely one of the main theories of the MCU community or the Marvel community, that the basis of the TVA is the quantum realm, and how do you get to the quantum realm? Ask Ant-Man. What's that? Mage's Chewed Wand. Oh, it's a toy. Attempt to cast audio. You know what? Let's try. Let's try to attempt. Mage's Chewed Wand. You've turned yourself into a sheep. Okay. Can we do that with other people? That would be kind of cool. Where should I place it? Where could I? Yeah, we can place it there. So let's see if we can transform other people into Titan-touched Ochenblume. Speak with Chromie, oh, let's do a tour. Righty. Kind of forgot about that one. So we're going to do a tour, and then we're going to do the main quest.
The Isles welcome you.
Are you here for the Flowing Forest flight course? Oh, this course's path takes you through the enchanting flowing forest, the shifting sands, and past the imposing temporal conflux. I guess that's the temporal conflux. How would you like to fly this course? Yes, sir. Okay, we still did gold, even though, what the heck? That was a bit, oh my goodness. Yeah, those are definitely a bit more complicated since you have to turn around very quickly. We still did it. Disturbed dirt. Yeah, whatever. The flow of time. Romy! Hello there! We meet again.
Hello!
It's you again. Oh, is it the first time? Anyway, hello. Nosdomu sent me to help.
Thank goodness you're here! The time waves are in chaos! We'll need as much help as we can get to fix them. An infinite dragon is trying to corrupt our bronze oath stone in the temporal conflux. That stone embodies our calling to protect all time. If corrupted, anything could happen, including... Oh no! Murazan! We can't let that infinite turn Nosdomu into his awful dark alternate self. I'm going to go try and hold her off. You help Dante sort things out down here.
Oh, there. The flow of time, yes.
There's nothing the Time Walkers can't fix.
Except some of our ranks are missing.
Oh, that thing? I thought he would now start a dialogue, something, okay. Unduntenor, so he's obviously also a dragon.
Is it that time already?
Perhaps the greatest irony of being a time is having all of time to study and yet no time to study. What's happening here? There has been a great disturbance in the force and the temporal conflux. The repercussions have destabilized the timeline currently around this valley. We are limited in numbers, but we must contain the unbalanced temporal energies coursing throughout the valley before the effect spreads. Only then can we help reinforce our companions above.
You know where to find me.
Temporal difficulties. Hello, Paladin. Oh, you're right on time. Some trouble up at the temple is causing the time waves to destabilize and spill out into the valley. Not only that, but a bunch of time walkers are missing. We've asked for extra help, but one of the new recruits hasn't arrived yet. Can you look for her? Be careful though, time is in a massive state of flux around the valley. There is no knowing what dangers are around.
We will find time.
I know you'll find everyone and get it figured out. Meet me at the temporal conflux after.
We shall do our best. I wonder what is keeping Sia there, though.
Did they just made her mount up on purpose? Because the voice actor wasn't capable or able to properly pronounce that name? I mean, the timing on the dragon roaring was interesting, to say the least. Our missing recruit found, okay.
The time magic, sir. There was a... Thank you.
I knew someone would come around eventually.
Did we do it?
Haven't got time for the pain. Ugh, one moment. My first assignment. Unstable temporal energy seeping into the forest, affecting the wildlife. Need to assess the impact and collect that magic for the Time Walkers. Zera shakes her head a moment. I was examining a pack of Vorquin when I was attacked by a crazed bear overflowing with time magic. It caught me off guard. I barely escaped. Could you find my missing gear for me, Paladin? Oh, you might also have to deal with that bear. Retrieve the Time Walker stuff, Time Walker's notes, and slay the crazed alpha in the flowing forest. All right.
I think that went well.
Oh, so we have time changed bears, and we also have crazed alpha. This also reminds me of playing my Warlock. You know, as Warlock you have pets. And there was a tank pet with Taunt. And sometimes I also played risky maneuvers when I was questing as Warlock. And I pull 10 mobs, 15 mobs, something. Trash mobs, whatever. And then I was trying to keep my pet alive. You have a line, you can link yourself. You can give yourself... you can give your health to your pet. Of course, not indefinitely. At one point, you're going to run out of health. But so I was doing AoE casts, and then I was giving all the health I had to my pet, hoping that I would survive, or my pet would survive long enough. Yeah, that was a bit fun, and it reminded me a bit. Draconic Flux. No idea what that is. Oh, does that mean that's a special rare chest? How do I get that, question mark? Down there. Okay, why is everything grey? Oh, it's down. The heck? Erotic inflicted with temporal shock. Okay, so it's down there. Is it? Oh yes, it is. Draconic Flux. We have here increased Dragonair's blacksmithing knowledge by 3. Well, hello there. That's actually useful. I really don't expect that one. Container inside a cave. Do we need to wait for that to appear? Wait. Why are we not regenerating? Oh boy. Okay, that's kind of bad. So we're actually dying because we are in this region and we're not supposed to be here. Okay, let's quickly see. Okay, there's a strange bear cub. Let's quickly get it. Yes, hello, sir. Oh, new companion. Right, now we need to get the heck out of here before we die. Damn, so this is a deadly area, at least right now. Time Walker stuff. Oh, I kind of forget to pick that one up. Why is this bugger following me? Can you stop following me, please? I mean, probably because of consecration. Yeah, it's getting damage to... that's a problem. Yeah, I have to be a bit more careful when placing that one. Can you please stop following? Oh, yeah. And the problem is, because he gets continuously damaged, he stays taunted or on aggro. And obviously we don't want that. So, if you don't know, if I say aggro in World of Warcraft, that means the attention of a certain NPC to attack you. And usually you'd lose aggression if you run away far enough and do not attack a certain NPC. And an NPC, if you don't know that, I mean, if you don't know what an NPC is at this point in my gameplay, I don't know what I did wrong or where you were the last 20 years, but that's a non-player character. So their player character is like this one. Hello there! That's a player character. And then there is a programmed non-player character. And that NPC is only doing what it's told to by the developers. For example, graze for food, walk, stop, 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 turn around, walk, stop, stop. You get my point. And that's the difference between an NPC and a player. A player is controlled by a human with a keyboard and mouse or anything like that, with an input device, and an NPC is not a player. Even though, of course, in the world of AI, maybe in 5 or 6 or 7 years, we're going to reach the point where we will have NPCs and they're going to behave as irrational and ridiculous as a player. Oh, it could be cool. Imagine randomly 200 fake players smashing into Orgrimmar and randomly start shooting everyone. It would be kind of hilarious. And in a kind of non-scripted way, where the scripted AI is just doing legit lore-friendly Warcraft stuff, like randomly trying to destroy a major city of the opposing faction. Alright. Even though today something happened that I wasn't really prepared to deal with. You might have noticed we did a couple mythic dungeons today. And we got alliance friends. We have cross-faction gameplay. When I put something up in the group finder, we can now play with alliance friends. I can actually control that one. For example, when I go into pre-made groups, dungeon, pre-made, questing, start a group, I can... Wait, why can't I do that right now? Dungeon. Okay. That was a problem. For dungeons, not for questing. I can start a group, and you might notice it says here, limit to horde. What does that mean? That means, if I do not use this exception, we're going to get alliance players playing with that. I mean, it's kind of fun. Even though, of course, from a lore perspective, the entire Horde Alliance conflict, yeah, that's the weak point. When Battle for Azeroth was released from a story perspective, we were already far beyond the point where we basically should have had already some sort of permanent peace, unity, something along the lines of that, and then the developers just came up with, oh, now they're hating each other. How do we do that? Let's corrupt Banshee and let her burn down Teldrassil. That sounds like a good idea. Oh, goodness.
Yes, I can help.
Were you able to find the item? Or them? I mean, the thing that bothers me most about Sylvanas is her motivation. If they had made her motivation about she hates life and everything that she once was, and after her experience as part of the Scourge, she developed this inner hatred towards the living, and that was just the embodiment of what she truly was and all of that. So if they made her into a sort of interesting villain, that could have worked out, but in the end Blizzard just came, oh look, she is corrupted again by a more powerful villain. Oh, she's in truth good, you see that? Oh, we want to reuse her in the next add-on. Can we now please like her again? And now we make her lie in a bed, and in 12 months you have forgotten that, and then we're going to bring her again. Ha ha ha! Genius plan, isn't it? I'm not sure. I mean, at some point there must have been a manager sitting with a couple of people, and they talked about ideas for story, and I don't see how that went as a good storyline. I mean, maybe the people responsible in that meeting were drunk, or they're stoned, or maybe they were all at home because of Corona, and no, that doesn't make sense. The timing doesn't make sense anyway. So I'm trying to make up a ridiculous reason because the story just, it doesn't feel right, and it also, the community hated it. I mean, oh my goodness. And of course it was an obvious twist. There was also what's bad about a story, if a twist is that obvious. And most people with a brain, months before the final conflict with the jailer ended, already said, yeah, they're going to create a redemption arc with Sylvanas, which is ridiculous. And what did Blizzard do? Oh, look, she's not responsible for her actions. It's the dark, evil side. It's manipulating her. It's not corrupting her. It's just, oh my goodness, please stop it. This is also why Thanos was such a good villain, because he had a reasonable motivation and he delivered on that. He saw a problem, he saw a solution, and he said the price is worth paying. He was a good villain, the good story. And Sylvanas is just, oh, the little weak girl, and she was corrupted by an evil god. Oh, what are we going to do about that? Oh, we need to forgive her. That's not a good story. Whoever thought that was a good story, please take your pen, lay it down, and get another job. Thank you.
We will do this together.
Haven't got time for the pain. Oh, were you able to find the them? The them?
I know I can.
Thank you for recovering all that valuable equipment, Paladin. I've noticed many errors. Also, I'm not always talking about all of them. And I'm not even sure. Of course, Shadowlands, not Shadowlands. Dragonflight, in terms of size, is bigger than some of the previous add-ons. I'm just trying to find my memories telling me, do we have more grammatical errors and mistakes, whatever, here in this add-on compared to before? But we have to remind ourselves, of course, if add-on 1 has 100,000 lines of text and add-on 2 500,000 lines of text and twice the amount of mistakes, that's still, if we crunch the numbers, on average less. So that's a bit of a problem. Yes, I do notice a couple errors, but if the total number of text is far greater, that also needs to be weighed in the equation. Even though, of course, there is one thing that I don't like. Side quests, okay, there are a ton of side quests, and if there are minor mistakes, they're okay. But seriously, the main quest line should have been properly looked at. I mean, especially since there is something called a beta phase, where the community is actually playing the game, and when hundreds of thousands of people look upon it and still don't find these errors, I'm just sometimes surprised. Am I truly, among the millions of players playing this game, the only person who's actually reading all the texts? Am I really the only one? I mean, it feels like it. And if I'm one of the few, or the only one, I don't know, maybe I should start writing down whenever I notice this, and then write support tickets to the Blizzard people. Maybe because they are also not reading the texts. I don't know at this point. I mean, we don't have terrible mistakes, like, I don't know, hashtags or something just randomly placed in a text that was just forgotten. But something that has happened often is that two words are next to each other and they are correctly written, but they don't make sense. And that's a bit of a problem because obviously they have automated systems detecting spelling errors. But of course, if your spelling is correct, but the word itself is just wrong, it's not going to tell you. And that's a bit of a problem. And that's also the limit of AI at this point. An AI can tell you, yes, the word is written correctly. Hello is an H-E-L-L-O. But if instead of hello we have No. N-O. The system is not going to tell you it's the wrong word. No, no, no. And that's a bit of a problem. I mean, there are some attempts at making these spell/error checking systems a bit more intelligent. For example, Microsoft has a relatively decent system placed in their office space, and it to some degree kind of works well, but only really with native English. If you go into, for example, French or German or something, it starts to fall apart. Anyway, valuable equipment, yes.
We make a good team.
If you want to recover your health with forest fruit laced with unstable temporal energy, do not do it. Trust me, the impact on the body can be time consuming. I get it. Oh. Time is running out.
Did we do it?
With the bronze temple under attack, temporal energy is seeping out everywhere. The Time Walkers placed collectors all through this forest, trying to gather all the errant magic. Anything collected can also be used as an extra power, which is a good thing. This crisis is draining all our resources. I was supposed to retrieve the collectors, but I still need a moment to catch my breath. Could you get them for me? Alright.
I think that went well.
Time in a bottle.
I know I can.
Great. The Time Walker staff intact. But it is definitely drained. I know you can recharge it using the temporal energy coalescing around the wildlife here. Unfortunately, that means defeating affected creatures in the forest. The energies were making them dangerous and unstable, and we would have to cull the population after. We had to. Anyhow, sometimes you have to sacrifice for the greater good. Could you help? I still need a minute. You know, the thing with sacrificing for the greater good. Good. That's a terrible choice. There is this classic scenario where a terrorist captures a hypothetical idea, a plane, and then he announces that he's going, not announces, but it's clear that he wants to crash into a nuclear reactor building, a nuclear power plant. And the decision needs to be made. Of course, the plane has hundreds of innocent people. And then the politician or the military and the specific country need to make a choice. Do we shoot down the plane? On the one hand, hundreds of innocent people are going to die. So we basically murder them. Even though, of course, you can ask the question, aren't they already murdered? Because of what will happen. But that's also this finite line of argument is dangerous, since that can take away the effort to try to stop that event from happening by talking, for example, to the terrorist, trying to convince them to stop. If you consider the victims as already dead before it actually happens, you're going to take away their humanity to a certain degree, and you're going to give in to this final choice of, yeah, it's over already, why bother? Even though maybe you could have even still saved them. So that's a bit of a dangerous line of argument. On the other hand, of course, if you do not shoot down the plane, and if there is a nuclear catastrophe, potentially hundreds of thousands of people could be at risk. So there's this argument for the greater good that demands, you could say, that in order to save thousands upon thousands and thousands of innocent people, shooting a plane with a couple hundred people is acceptable, morally. And that's a difficult situation. That's a difficult thing. And it's actually quite interesting because, for example, let's take Germany. There was once a discussion in Germany about this. And there was actually a Supreme Court that went and said it is not acceptable to value against life. And in effect that said, that means that it would not be allowed to shoot down the plane. Of course, that's a bit of a practical problem. So when that happened, it was actually a more or less Europe-wide discussion. There were also foreign newspapers and other politicians in other countries talking about that. And some military generals, they didn't directly say it, but At the time, they phrased it like this: if it should come to necessary decisions, then we will do what is necessary. So of course they didn't directly disobey this, well, ruling. But if you try to grasp the meaning of their words, you can find out that at the end of the day, it would have been the choice will be made for the greater good, which of course at the end of the day is still a terrible choice. And I hope that such a choice will never have to be, well, it will never have to be necessary. But knowing humanity, it's not a question of if, it's just a question of when. There's so many reasons to love humanity, but there are also so many reasons to despise humanity. Anyway, time in a bottle. Okay, recharges using a temporal energy coalescing around the... Yes, yes, sacrifice for the greater good. Could you help? I still need a minute. Yes, I can.
We make a good team.
Alright.
Thank you.
So
Meet
we're
me back at the
supposed
Shifting
to
Sands.
collect energy with the staff. Do we have the staff as an item? No. Okay. And we're supposed to... Temporal collector. Collect 8 temporal collectors. Oh, collect a collector. We need to walk through these. That is how we... Oh my goodness. Oh, hello there. I didn't know that. We need to walk through these bubbles to get... Oh, the energy collect... Oh, never mind me. Okay, that was kind of noob-like. What? I knew that. Oh boy. I thought it was kind of a spell or something. That's a bit of a problem in World of Warcraft. You get plastered, smashed with so many things going on, abilities, different colors. For example, sometimes it completely horrendous in dungeons to differentiate between an aura or a spell placed by your fellow team members or an enemy boss spell. Or we still need temporal collectors, and that can definitely be a problem. I definitely had many times when I tried to walk out of a zone because I thought it was the spell or ability of an enemy, and then a DD or a healer, no, don't walk out of there, that's mine. And which is of course fine. The problem is just it's all so similar, and there's so many different things going on. Even someone who has played this game for many years, reaching the point of ridiculousness, is still going to happen. That such a person is going to find himself, herself, whatever, confused. Obviously, that's kind of unavoidable since there are thousands of abilities and spells and casts and animations and whatnot. But still, it would have been nice if Blizzard at this point would have figured out a maybe color-coded system or some other attempt at making sure that there is a clear differentiation.
I am always ready.
I mean, they're trying to do it. If you might have noticed that when a boss directly casts something, then there is a certain aura around him, a certain bar in a different color hue, usually in a reddish tone, signaling you get out of there. But the problem is not the casting itself, but often what it leaves behind, and those areas cannot always be clearly differentiated from, well, what players leave.
I know what to do. What is
Joining
the problem?
the Time Walkers provides an opportunity the healing wings never could. Oh, you cannot wrap a bandage around time. Can you? Huh? wait, can you? Time is running out. I kind of dig this color theme. I mean, this gold-ish tone with the red, even though I'm not sure if this gold-ish helmet is the best choice. But I definitely like the idea that in this add-on we're going to be able to get this beautiful boy, or girl, whatever, in a different color tone. I mean, as of now, I believe there are only 2 different colors, and if you want this reddish cool color, you're going to have to make Gladiator. Now that's a bit of a problem, since Gladiator will require you to play PvP. And last time I actually played PvP competitive was in Wrath of the Lich King on my first account, and on the second account I've only played PvP occasionally, some battlegrounds, but never really an arena. Even though I do believe that nowadays you can get a Gladiator title by solely playing battlegrounds. Even though battlegrounds is kind of fun. I played a couple rounds with people with Discord, where there is someone talking and there are commands and you're trying to organize a whole heckload of people into defending or / attacking different areas on a map, which it's kind of fun. But of course that takes a lot of effort, and in order to be competitive you need to play very often, and usually that requires you to play at specific times with specific people. That's a bit of my problem, since I don't want to focus my time. So I want to be able to play when I want. If I don't want to play today, okay. If I don't want to play tomorrow, okay. If I want to play 6 hours 3 days from now, that's okay. The problem is, of course, if you are in a raid group or a battleground group, whatever, they're going to have fixed times to play, which is fine, of course. Problem just is that's not the type of player I am right now. It's probably the type of player I'm never going to be again, simply because I don't want to have this feeling of, oh, raid 19 o'clock, oh no, I can't do that, no. It's just, that sucks. That's the problem also what World of Warcraft created in many people, why they stopped playing this feeling of, I must play now. And then it beginning to feel like a job. And you might have noticed when your hobby, what makes fun, is beginning to feel like a job, like something that you must do and not want to, that's usually the beginning of the end.
We will do this together.
Were you able to find them all? I don't know. You told me to get 8. Are there more?
I know I can.
Now the forest can try to recover, and the Time Walkers have some extra energy. Is this on purpose? I mean, have some extra energy. This is what I was talking about. That's an obvious error that a human, if he reads this text, should notice. But, I mean, I'm not sure if this is on purpose, because she's obviously this time-walking stuff, and maybe this is supposed to kind of resemble her being out of place mentally. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't. It's just a problem. Correction tool will not notice this, because these are, I mean, this is correct. Extra, some, extra, energy, A correction tool will not say error, but a human that reads it should have an extra. What? Some extra energy. That sounds odd. Anyway.
We make a good team.
Time in a bottle. Well, that's a story for another episode.